the standard deviation is known, we should convert the sample statistic point estimation to test statistic z-test and determine the critical z values for a specific level of significance from a table or computer. We can see the formula of z-test, which is equal to the point estimation minus to the mean divided into the standard deviation and divided into the number of population. There are 6 steps in hypothesis testing, but before that we should know the question first. So the example of the question is: test the claim that true mean of a television sets in US ohms is equal to 3 and assume the standard deviation equal to 0.8 and the level of a significance is equal to 0.05. The number of population is equal to 100 and the critical values is 0.05 and the point estimation is 2.84. So now we can proceed to the hypothesis testing example. For the first step of hypothesis testing is state the appropriate null and alternative hypothesis. It was the two-tail test, so they have a two hypothesis, which is hash null mean equal to 3 and hash alternative not equal to 3. Then for the second step is specify the desired level of significance and the sample size. The level of significance is 0.05 and the number of population is 100. And for the third step is determine the appropriate technique. We use the z-test formula. It is because we already know the standard deviation, which is assumed as a 0.8. And for the fourth step is determine the critical value. So the critical value is 0.05 and the critical z value is plus minus 1.96. 1.96 is came out from the 1 minus 0.05 we get the 0.095. Then 0.095 is 95%, so the critical z value is plus minus 1.96. For the fifth step is collect the data and then compute the test statistics. So after we collect the data and all the information, we should manipulate into the formula. The z-test equal to 2.84, which is the point estimation, minus 3, which is 3 is the mean, and divide into 0.8, which is 0.8 is standard deviation, and divide with the number of population. So the answer is negative 2.0. For this last step is the statistic in the rejection region. So we should draw the diagram, the region, which is have a two region in right and left, and then we should divide the critical values because it was a two-tail test. So we should divide 0.05 by divide with 2, so we can get 0.025. So we put in the right and left. And also for the z critical value is 1.96 and should be put into the right and left. 1.96 and the left is negative 1.96 and the right is positive 1.96. So because the answer z-test is negative 2.0 is less than negative 1.96. So reject the null hypothesis and conclude there is sufficient evidence that the mean number of TVs in US is not equal to 3. So that's all from me about the z-test of hypothesis for the mean, which is the standard deviation is known. Thank you.